Hello, everybody. This is Chris Pfluger, the managing director here at IAD Florida. And today we have a special guest, and we're talking about IAD being a global brand. And we've met some folks from all over the world. And today we have a very special guest, our managing director from IAD Spain. That is Mateo LECOCQ. Hello, Mateo. How are you?
Hello, Chris. How are you? Thanks a lot for inviting me to this session. It's a real pleasure to be with you and with all the fellows from IAD Florida. So really looking forward to this conversation.
Well, we're very excited about having you on here as well, because obviously we have a very large Hispanic population here in Florida and from all over the world, but very specifically with Spanish descent. So we are loving this conversation because I know there's a lot of relationships there. But if you wouldn't mind just introducing yourself and kind of what you do with IAD out of Spain.
Of course. So thanks again, Chris. Well, I'm the managing director. I'm your counterpart, in the business of IAD in Spain, which is obviously one of our European markets. And I agree with you. I mean, it's actually a good bridge, between Europe and actually all the Hispanic community around the world, right? So I think this conversation is super relevant. And actually, I've been in the role for the last 18 months. I've been in IAD, but the market has been open since actually 1st of March 2018. So actually almost already 6 years, actually. We recently were celebrating the 6th anniversary. Last year was a full year of 5 years celebration. Actually, a really interesting time to join IAD actually in Spain. Really interesting.
Well, I know that our real estate market's a little bit different in the United States. The way we operate with our MLSs and licensing, and we operate on two sides of a transaction, as you probably heard. So tell me a little bit about real estate. How is real estate? How's the market doing in Spain? I know rates have been a little bit different, just like it has globally. But how is the market doing, and how are the agents doing?
So obviously Spain is not, isolated from the trends you can see in the rest of the world, right? So inflation, interest rates going up. But, overall, 2023 has been what I would consider to be a very good year for the Spanish market, after 2007. Actually, it's been the second largest year in terms of volume of transactions, since 2007. So actually, that means that actually, the drop of volumes we've seen in the market last year was a -9, which if you put it into the context of what we've seen in other European markets, would probably mean that Spain has been more resilient than other markets, actually, and we have almost reached 600,000 transactions in the market, last year, which is a really good number. And what I think is also, super interesting in Spain is actually we are seeing the contribution of the foreign, basically transactions with non-residents, growing. It's almost now 25% of the market, actually, which is driven by, foreigners investing in the country for their either second residence, or actually, to materialize their life project. A lot of people come to retire in Spain. It's a good place to come, actually, maybe competing with Florida, but actually, for Europeans, a bit closer.
That's true. And again, similar markets. We have a lot of foreign investment, a lot of second, home buyers, a lot of retirees. So very, very complementary markets. What are your key markets? What key cities do you see in Spain for real estate?
So, actually, Spain, you have more than cities. I would consider to be areas, which are really driving, the volumes, and contribution. Of course, Barcelona and Madrid, are the key cities, and that's obviously, linked to population. And obviously this is where people reside to work, right? But, since COVID, actually, we've seen places like Malaga, the Andalusian coast, the Mediterranean coast, really, seeing increase of volumes because there is a lot of Europeans who have established, and they can actually combine it. It's not necessarily, people retiring, and even, as well as Spaniards, who are basically moved, their residence to these areas. And for instance, Malaga is one of the places which is booming in Spain right now. It's becoming actually a really interesting hub of, tech companies as well, which is actually driving a lot of, excitement, as well in real estate. It's impressive what's the correlation, between business and real estate. But then we're seeing, that excitement as well in that area. But obviously, Barcelona and Madrid are still the places, that are driving the most transactions. And for IAD, actually, IAD started in Barcelona actually 6 years ago. That's where we have our HQ. That's where we have most of our agents. And obviously, for us, it's actually one of the key regions, in order to, actually, drive, actually our project. But then we're seeing as well all the Mediterranean coast, Alicante, we have a fantastic organization set up there, Valencia, Malaga, all this region, is absolutely, doing great. But, little by little, we are basically conquering, all Spain. So actually that's the ambition, right? We don't want to be, exclusive to a city or exclusive to a region or exclusive to a category of, residential kind of, transactions. We want to be, obviously covering the whole territory, and that's what we aim for. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And I think there's, as you mentioned, it's a complementary market to Florida in the United States. And so I would assume that you had some very strong IAD agents and managers that would be looking to come to Florida and develop, whether it's Miami, Southeast Florida, Orlando, Tampa markets where there's a large Hispanic population as well. So we are wide open to helping some of the agents on that end. And of course, any transactions, any referrals that you all might have, we're wide open to that as well. But if someone is looking to join an IAD and they want to do it in Spain, we're running the URL down below. And to find out more about IAD, that's the place to go, right?
Absolutely. So, to your first point, obviously there is a strong interest, on developing in Florida from our managers. Consider that, we have out of our 700 agents in Spain, actually half of them are managers who are actually already looking forward to actually set up organizations, and then they typically start, developing in the country. But now, many of them are already, developing, their teams abroad, right? And then obviously, the links, between, the Hispanic community, the fact that, we are a gate, into Europe, as well for, Hispanic community, as well entering, the European, market, makes that there is a lot of bonds, and there is a strong interest, to develop in Florida. So actually, I'm pretty sure that very soon you and I, will be on a webinar for, Spanish managers, discussing about the wonders of developing in Florida. That's already an invitation for you, but, it's vice versa. At the end of the day, I think that the stronger we are, the stronger, we build those connections. This is the wonders of a global community, right? At the end of the day, together we can get, much further, and I think, that's exactly what our managers in Spain have in mind already. You shouldn't forget one thing. Spain has been, developed thanks to French managers. The origin of IAD is France, as you remember, right? And those were the pioneers who started developing, actually, in the country. And actually, the behavior of IAD right now, the growth, the development of the business in Spain has been thanks to them. So there is already somehow in the culture a very strong international mindset, which is already understanding, the strength, of the potential of the model that allows you to develop, in other countries, like, in this case, Florida. So obviously we will have, managers interested, in following that discussion.
We have actually a multitude of agents that have already come under, different mentors and different sponsors from all over the world. So it's pretty exciting for us. But I did want to reach out and obviously have this conversation about Spain, because I think it's a critical market given the relationship. So I would have to say this has been a fantastic, interview, and I appreciate it. Happy to join with you anytime. And again, everyone, just a reminder, if you're interested in finding out more about IAD in Florida, we certainly would happily talk to you as well. There's our joiniad.com. And again, Appreciate the time today, Mateo, and again, look forward
It's
to
a
working with you very
pleasure,
closely.
Chris. It's a pleasure. And then, all the luck, for the team. I don't think you need luck. I think, obviously, you will see many, many successes, in Florida. And obviously, count on our support, as well to actually drive growth. This is IAD is about growth in real estate industry. And then, we're all behind it. And then that's a project that we are all looking forward to support as well, Florida. So, all the best and all the success.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you so much.
You got it.